See if it's recording. I'm live, but you probably can't see me. It's pretty dark in this room. I don't have a light that's nearby, so I'm just going to try to read off for you off of my brokerage account. I use Robinhood for trading. Most of my trading I use Robinhood. I have other accounts that I don't trade as often as I trade with using Robinhood. Reason I use Robinhood is because it seems to be faster. The trades you're not taking through a lot of different menus to execute a trade, whereas the other brokerages their websites and their apps are like cumbersome to use. To try to do a trade, you got to fill in everything, forms to fill out, or they take you through a lot of different menus. It takes you time to do that while you're trying to make a decision whether or not to buy a security or sell a security. You want to be able to do it really fast. You don't want to have to go through a lot of different processes. But the downside is you don't have. There's other sources of information that you could get from brokers other than Robinhood. Robinhood has its own way of showing you the company, and but I'm gonna give this report because I had a really crappy day today. The market went down a lot for me, and I'm just trying to just show you guys what I have and where it's gone, and a lot of stocks. I have solar power companies. I really believe strongly in solar photovoltaic, and also I have a wind turbine company. I bought a share of that, one share only. That's that is Vestas Wind Systems. It's currently priced at $34.82 a share, and I have 7 shares. I'm dollar cost average in at $34.53, so it's gone up a little bit for me, not a lot. The other thing that's attractive when you're buying it, when you buy a stock, is does it have a dividend? It's usually the dividend kind of gives you a better feel for what to expect in the way of payouts on a quarterly basis if there's profit, so you can see how much. That if you have if it's high, the dividend yield is a high number, then they'll pay out a more money on a dividend. Ones I got a lot on dividend wise has been Verizon and CenturyLink and JBS Filippo. That one's paid a few times, and then they give you an extra bonus, right? They'll give you 2. JBS Filippo, San Filippo. They paid off a good dividend, and they gave a bonus too. That was nice. But a lot of the companies I own, they do give dividends. Like sometimes it's on a semi-annual, like Epson. I've gotten like maybe 1 dividend from them, and the other one is that other semiconductor company that pays dividends, that is solar, is I think I'm going to look at it right now, and I think they're a solar company, and no, Canadian Solar does not. They do not pay a dividend right now, but they could change, right? Next month they could say they're going to announce that they're going to pay a dividend, or they'll have a good quarter, and they'll raise the they'll announce a dividend. Consolidated Water, I have 22 shares of that. I dollar cost average in at $14.50 a share. It's at $18.23. Now, the good thing about a company that desalinates water, I mean, it seems like it's a good idea to me to have that, to be in a company that cleans water like that. They pay a dividend too. 1.857 is their dividend yield, and their profits were they're operating in the plus, so they're actually above their earnings are keeping up with above the share price, so it's not falling into a negative number on the Y on the XY chart on the Y number on the Y axis. So, but it has fallen. It didn't meet expectations. It was expected to be at a certain amount, and third quarter last year, it missed that by like 3 cents. It looks like 4 cents per share. So, but I believe in them. I got, well, how much more business can they have in the future if if water needs to be desalinated more in different places? So I think it's good. I think the more drinking water people have, the more water they have for bathing and doing laundry and drinking, right? That's better. If it could be done cheaply too. I mean, if you can take seawater, and people say, well, it's bad for the ocean because it makes it more salty. But I guess the problem then is the distribution. They could have a waste pipe that would dilute the salt back into the ocean instead of one spot being really, really super salty. There could just be a long pipeline on the seabed that would just leach the salt back into the ocean and evenly over a large distance. So I think there's remedies. Anything engineering can solve. If there's an engineering problem, usually with pollution or inefficiency, or maybe it uses too much electricity or too much power. But the good side is it can be used with solar or even wind and electricity generation, because then once running all the pumps, right? Because that takes energy to pump water and put water under pressure and push it through a membrane. So that they could have solar farms and just have the machinery working during the daylight hours. So there's ways of it, and certain industries can benefit from renewable energy, like steel recycling. So they could have like a foundry, or they could have like a furnace that's run on power from solar, because once the solar power, they can just use all that power that's available when the sun's out and smelt and refine, recycle metals. There's a company I got. It's called Matthews International, and they make like mortuary things, and they have they build like crematoriums, and they have other businesses where it's like a ID, product identification system for warehousing and storage. So it's coding in that. So it's an interesting company. I thought, probably a lot more people are going to get, well, in the future, right? There's going to be more need for that sort of thing. So I figured, well, why not buy some shares in a company that the public will use more of in the future if it's demographically things turn out the way they do demographically throughout the economy, because the baby boomers were all young, right, and they were out buying rock and roll music and new cars, and so that's stimulated that part of the economy. But speaking of cars, I do have some shares of NIO, and my NIO stock, I have 45 shares. NIO is a letter. So NIO, I have 45 shares. Went up 9 cents today, actually. So it was at $3.99. Yeah, now it's at $4.09. Or no, it opened at $4.19. It made $4.20 its high. That's an interesting number. That's today's low is $4.02. So I got 45 shares. I'm dollar cost averaging at $4.09. I'm like even right now. That's interesting. But I've noticed of the stocks that are under, especially the ones under $1, they go up a lot and they come down a lot. So they're more volatile than that. And then I got like a company that's real low volume, so it's hard to, when I do trade in that stock, I have most of the time I do use limit order. I'm not sure I understand the other kinds of orders on here. I haven't used those. The only ones I've used are just the market order and limit ordering. Never gone more than that. So you see what a novice I am. I'm not somebody that I'm not giving you advice. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do, or I'm just telling you this is what I've been doing. This is kind of my experiment. So at your own risk, do your homework, do study, do investigate, do checking up on these companies. Make sure you don't get, they're reputable, and then the ones, and they regularly announce what they're doing. They have a conference, and they, like, on a quarterly basis, they regularly have conference calls, and they let the public shareholders know what they're doing. So that's a good company. And if they do that, right, and they pay a dividend, and they're a company that's like, you'd want to be part of that company. If you could choose a job or choose to work somewhere, you would want to work for that company. Or maybe you just like their product, what they do. I mean, I like Kroger Markets, so I go shop there a lot. So, and the new one I bought, I got to tell you, Enphase. I had 4 shares of Enphase, and they went up, and they went up a lot, and I sold like all 4 of them, and then the stock stopped going up, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's not going up, and not as much as it was, but I thought, I saw that price move, and I was suspicious of that. I was thinking maybe somebody was playing the stock, and they were going to just shoot it up, and then they were going to sell it off. And I've seen that a lot on the penny stocks that I bought and sell in the past. So I'm always suspicious of any company. Anytime the price goes up a lot, I'm suspicious, thinking, somebody's pumping the stock and it's going to go down. Because if there's no announcement, or there's no reporting, or if there's just even no rumor or anything, all of a sudden the stock shoots way up like that, I don't know. It would make sense to me. Okay, they're gonna have an announcement of their earnings. Then the stock would change a lot. It would either go up or down a lot in that period of time, right before an earnings announcement. And this is the one thing I like about Robinhood, is they have the earnings call right there. You can listen to a conference call right there, within the app itself. It'll open another screen, but it's like, yeah, that's so cool. Why can't all the brokerage firms use that, so you can listen to the conference call and make it easier for you to find it, or announce it to you, or let you know beforehand when the conference call is coming? Because they just all of a sudden have a conference call sometimes. They won't even say in advance they're going to have it on a specific day, which is kind of like, well, sometimes they miss it, so then they're not embarrassed if they get people used to, I guess, announcing they're going to have a conference call. Then people will expect them to, even if they're not prepared, because something will happen. Somebody will have to take time off the board, so they won't be there to answer questions. But the idea that they make it easy, that Robinhood makes it easy for you to listen to it on the conference calls, that's just so. I think that's so great. It should be that should be always, and all brokers should do that. Come on, Schwab and TD Ameritrade, and those guys. You got to get to the time. Be like Robinhood. Make it so it's like people want to use the app. So easy to use, and it's fast. You don't have to go through so much selecting of menus to do what you want to do. Everything's quick and easy to do on the app. I give it too much credit to Robinhood, but they do make it easy for you to trade. So, but there's a catch, though. I think they're charging you in between your so somehow they make charges on your trades. So that it's interesting, because you could get in and out of stocks just really easily, really fast on the Robinhood app. If you use other brokerage firms' apps, it's cumbersome to use. You have to the menus aren't as easy to use. So maybe it's quicker here because you can get to the menus faster. What you want to do is right there, more quicker to get to it. First Solar, today I bought a share of First Solar. And the reason I only bought one share was because it went down, and I'm testing to see whether or not it's at support. So it's at support level. It will stay at that price without fluctuating too much up or down. And then if it moves up, maybe I'll buy more. If it moves down, then I'll just hang on to the share. Or if it moves down a lot, I might buy more. So that's the way I do it. I buy when the price is down, I buy. And then when the price gets too spiked high, if it goes up real high real fast, that's a signal for me to sell too on that. So anybody out there that's that's a professional that has a lot, that's trading in big dollar amounts, probably wouldn't. It's not a good idea to trade that one big huge chunk of money and make a stock go up high real fast like that, because people like me go, well, it's up high and it's like there's nothing that's going on. They didn't do announcements. There's no news article. There's no what is the rumor or what, I don't. And so it's like nothing in the economy is making it could do that. I mean, you think about like maybe a, a catastrophe or an event like a big political event or election somewhere, or somebody get it, you would think, okay, that's going to make that stock go that way. Or insiders, maybe a bunch of insiders, people have information about what the company's doing, and they see a big order coming, and they see a future sales, and they know ahead of time, and they just buy a big, they put bunches of money in it all of a sudden. So, so maybe then you can sell, right? Because then everybody jumps in. They go, I'm going to take profits right now. I don't go, this is going to go back down. Because they don't think, they go, oh, it's that company's really not worth that much. It's overpriced anyway. So here's one. It's called Zynerba Pharmaceuticals. I have 26 shares, a dollar cost average in at $8.35. It's currently at $4.82. So I have a few of the pot stocks, and they've done not too good. I've lost money in them. Like Aurora Cannabis, I have 100 shares of Aurora Cannabis, and I paid $3.49 cost average, and it's currently at $1.67. So it's good. I'm sharing this, and I'm using a public venue to tell people, look, this is the mistakes that I've made. Aurora, it was the cannabis companies were being hyped up, and I was listening to the hype. And it was like, I thought, oh, this is a good trend. It's going higher all the time. It's not going down. So it went down. I was watching it for a while. This is my story. I was watching Aurora Cannabis. It was high. It was like, yeah. They're going to sell all this, right? And I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it. And then the price goes down to like went down to like $8 or something. And I was like, wow. And I bought a bunch. So, and my mistake that I made was I bought too much too soon. I should have bought one share and watched it for a while, not just jumped in like that stupid, just like $300 like that into that shit stock. It didn't go anywhere, but I got a suspicion. Okay, it's just this is my idea, my theory, right? I think maybe cannabis, that company has all this product that's in storage, and it's like in warehouses, and it's all sealed, right? They could have candies, gummies, chocolates, like different kinds of bud, right? The flower in containers, and the containers are sealed really well, and they have like the air's out of it, and the pot has been prepared and dried properly, and it's being stored. So me as an investor, I'm really not worried about it being low right now, because I believe, right, eventually they'll be able to sell all their inventory. It won't just be it just won't be garbage. The product is still there. It's still good. I mean, unless somebody can tell me why I'm wrong about that. Why can't they preserve that in containers or packaging? So I don't cry. I don't lose sleep over it. I know I feel like I'm really butthurt about it. But here's another one I bought. And I found this out. I was listening to somebody on a YouTube channel. They mentioned this stock, and it was on their list of stocks that they had in their account, and that was on the bottom of the list, and it was the one that they had gone that they had lost the most on. I was looking at the stock, and I'm like going, well, it's a steel company, right? It's an old American steel company. They're probably it's the business is slow right now, right? And I'm thinking, you know what? They're going to get more orders. They're going to get more orders. They're going to get more orders because they're building the wall and they're expanding the rail lines, right? And they're like, they need the steel for like bridges, like back east. They're going to replace all of the bridges. So I'm figuring, they're going to have this infrastructure spending bill passed, or it's going to be more money given out over to infrastructure spending, and this company will benefit from that. And I thought, it's at a discount right now, so I bought it. I'm dog cost average at $13.64. Currently at $9.42. I own 29 shares. I'm down $122.29. So I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm not selling it. They do pay a dividend, which is like, even though it's still so it hasn't been doing well, they still pay the dividend. That's okay. I mean, I did get it like once or twice. I think I've had it long enough. And of course, Robinhood, they give you this other report. I have the gold, so I pay extra, and I have gold, which is like they give you reports. Yeah, I don't mind paying it. I'll pay it for extra on my subscription because I use the app so much. I'm constantly on it. If I'm on my break at work, I'm on it. But when I'm at home, I'm always looking over the prices and what they do, different companies, try to find out what they do and what's valuable, what's not valuable. What I think in the future is going to be a valuable thing, like clean water, right? How much more of a future, well of a better of a future can you think of when you think of water desalination or clean water? Getting more potable water to people out in the farmlands too. I mean, cleaning, desalinating water and then farming with it. Irrigating crops with it. If they could do that cheaply, that's the thing. So another water company I have is I have a water company called it's Guggenheim Global Water Index ETF. Oh, Guggenheim S&P Global Water ETF. So I bought 6 shares at $40.13 a share. It's currently at $43.57. So I'm up $20 on the stock. And they pay a good dividend too. And I haven't gotten a dividend from them in a while. I'm kind of thinking, well, let's see. December I got a dividend, $3.03. So yeah, we'll see. I've been buying more shares of that. If it goes down, I buy more shares. But the stocks the companies I want to own, they never go down. They're always going up. So I'm like waiting for them to dip down so I can buy them. Just because I want to own them. That's right. Global Water Resources, Global Water, symbol GWRS, is they paid me dividend in February. Oh, it's pending. I should get 53 cents. Good. Okay. So dividends pending. Global Water, it's currently at $13.97. I own 27 shares. Paid $11.62 a share. I'm up $63. Global Water, GWRS. So there's nothing like companies that do like wastewater treatment and water conservation, that sort of thing. I'm like really like into that. That's really important. As much as solar power also. And good agricultural stocks too, like companies that make canned food. See, I think, okay, there's this virus, right? This whatever, the cerveza, right? And the people all held up in their homes. They're not going out because they have to stock up on supplies, and so they're going to buy things that aren't perishable, right? So they could like Okay, canned food. Yeah, they'll buy lots of canned food, stock up the cans in their pantries. So then when they don't have to go out as often, and it looked like okay, fresh Del Monte produce, and they're pretty good quality, and they're everywhere. You see them in like all the smaller convenience stores, and most supermarket chains carry their product, fresh Del Monte. I think they're at Walmart. They might be at Costco. I'm not sure, but and I can't understand it. They do. They don't make it. They're not making money. Companies like they're struggling. They're not meeting their earnings expectation. Right? They're falling below. I think it was like 14 cents a share or something that they went down. They just did an earnings report. I don't want to be wrong about this, but fresh Del Monte produce currently at $28.66. It just went down, and then they had a dividend, and I think they still say they have a dividend, but I haven't had one in a while since December. And they're yeah, I've lost a lot on this company. It's been my albatross. Like buying the Yingli when it was $3 a share, and then Yingli crashed, it burned to ground, or it's a penny stock now. So, but I'm going to call it. So this is my experience with Robinhood. Anybody out there's interested? So have a nice evening. Bye bye.